YouTube, in today's video, we are going to run through why people are making little to no progress in their training and are obviously therefore plateauing when it comes to their progression. So, what is a plateau? It's a very fancy looking word, almost French looking. But when I say plateau, I'm thinking of progress is slow or it's stopping within your training, whether that be your runs, whether it be your strength sessions, progressive overload. You may be feeling stuck and thinking that I'm doing everything I need to do, but I'm still maintaining everything. And like I've said, something that is very common when we look at lifting and endurance training. So, number one, why you are plateauing is you are doing the same thing for too long. Okay, same workouts, there's no progressive overload. Therefore, your body is getting quite efficient at what you're doing and mentally becoming a little bit bored. We will naturally hit an upper limit as to what we can do. Okay, especially if it comes to like a certain lift, after probably like a good 16-week training block, there's only so much more you can rinse out of that exercise. Okay, and also it can become a little bit boring. I've spoken to people who've joined the coaching program and they've literally been doing the same training sessions for like 2 or 3 years, doing the same weights for 2 or 3 years, and guess what? They've made no progress. So not only had they made no progress, but they're also finding things a little bit tedious. Their love for training had gone, and they were seeing no improvements with their physique, with their performance and everything else. So while you're plateauing, number one, is you're doing the same thing for too long. So how can you go about fixing this? Okay, you could use maybe 4 to 6 week training phases whereby you focus on certain elements, whether it be your strength, your endurance, or hypertrophy. And you could also, run that round in terms of 6-week block on strength, 6 weeks on endurance, 6 weeks on hypertrophy. There's a 18-week training block, not 3 months. Also, obviously, exercises that you use. If you've always been doing a flat bench press, why don't you do a flat dumbbell press? If you've always been doing a overhead seated shoulder press, could you do an overhead standing dumbbell shoulder press, for example? Playing around with tempo, more sets, more volume. Obviously, again, it's all going to depend on the goal. It's the same with the training phase, but fix it by changing the stimulus that you are providing to your body to get that progress back. Number two, for why you are not plateauing. Number two, for why you are making little progress, is poor recovery management. Okay, that is a 0% beer, by the way. It's not a full beer, but I thought recovery could be poor because of alcohol. So that was the rationale behind that photo and the fantastic tan line. But the reason why is you're training hard, but you're recovering poor. So many lads I know, so many, go to the gym, smash it all out, but they're scrolling Tinder till midnight, 1 o'clock. And then they're getting up in the morning, tired, coffee all day. In the afternoon, more coffee, not sleeping at night very well because their recovery is just terrible. Okay, sleep, nutrition, and also dealing with stress, internally, externally, however it may be. You want to make sure you're prioritizing your ability to sleep well, fuel your body, and deal with stress. Okay, overload without recovery will definitely result in overtraining. So if you're doing more sets, you're doing more reps, you're doing heavier weight, fantastic. But if your recovery is not on point, you're going to end up burning out. So you want to focus on recovering like an athlete. Okay, 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Same evening routine, nice dark room, keeping it cool, no caffeine in the afternoon, etc., etc. Okay, make sure as well with your fueling, your training days are properly fueled, so you're consuming the right amount of carbohydrates. Your protein is around about 2 grams per kilogram of body weight, and you're well hydrated throughout the day. Also, scheduling deload weeks or rest days. Doing more is not always better. Okay, since I've dropped the amount of sessions I do, granted to the goal that I'm doing, I've seen so much more progress. Okay, 3 to 4 strength sessions in the gym is more than enough. Okay, especially if you're training hard. But inevitably, after probably 10, 12, maybe 16 weeks, a deload may be necessary, where you just pull back for a week, mentally, physically reset, and then you go back into that next training block. Your third reason for seeing no progress is you've got no clear direction. There's no goal. And I've been in this position, and it's not great. I always need something to work towards. I need a goal, I need a plan, and I need structure. Because without all these, I'm going to lose focus, go through the motion, and just not be the best I can be. Because for me, when I'm training hard, I'm training well, it has a positive impact on other avenues of my life. If you're not tracking, there's no feedback, you're just guessing. So if you don't know what weights you're using, you don't know what sort of sessions you're doing, you're just guessing. Because random workouts and no way of measuring your progress is not going to allow you to obviously improve on your gym work, your running, your endurance, whatever else it may be. Okay, so make sure you train with intention. Okay, set yourself a goal. Here's me completing the Ironman, getting photobombed. What a guy. But set yourself a goal. Like for me, this was a huge goal of mine last year. It's all I thought about doing. And guess what? It gave me that focus. It gave me that structure. And I knew every single day, what do I need to do to get closer? And I was going into my training sessions with, intent. I had a clear plan. I hired a coach to help me. So get a goal. It's it doesn't have to be an Ironman. It could be a 3-month goal of a certain 5K park run. It could be wanting to look a certain way whilst also using certain weights in the gym for a particular movement. Okay, structure your week and your plan, and ensure that you're working towards some form of North Star. And also track your lifts, your pace, your progress, your recovery, because that's ultimately going to give you the feedback that you need in order to take those next actionable steps to hit that goal that you spoke about. So 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. I do it with my training. I do it with my business. I do it with personal to an element in terms of how I want to be as a person. Set the goals, because I want to train with intent. And that is what I find most people are plateauing. Okay, they're completely normal. I've been through the motions in my training plenty of times because I've had no goal, but it's not where you want to be. It's almost in like that middle ground. Okay, you want to be making sure that you're taking the right actions in order to keep improving and make the progress that you want. Make sure that you adapt the plan and don't abandon it. So, have a plan, a roadmap of 12 months time, reverse engineer it. What's this first training block going to be focused on? When am I taking my deload? What do my sessions look like? How long is each session going to be? You can really break it down so that you know what you need to be doing. Okay. And also, whilst you're training like this, make sure you're also recovering just as much, because if you're not recovering, I'd say recovery is the biggest reason why most people don't make progress. Okay. Because they just don't think about it. It's a second thought. It should be as important as your training and nutrition. So, get to bed. You've got to wear those blue light blocking glasses that I wear all the time. Look like a virgin. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Because who's getting a good night's sleep? Me. So that's a little recap. Getting no birds though. That's a little recap in terms of how to make sure you're going to stop plateauing. Now, if, as I've spoken about, you're not following a plan, or you want to follow a plan that is going to give you the goals that you want to work towards, then I have a completely free hybrid training guide in the description below. Pop your email in there. I'll send it straight away. Or if you want to take that next step and book in for a 15-minute strategy call with myself, whereby we can review your training, see where you want to get to, and I can talk you through how our one-to-one coaching works, then again, the link for that will be in the description, and we can catch up and obviously get you on the right path. But until then, hopefully this video we've enjoyed. It's giving you a little bit of an insight, and hopefully can answer your questions as to why you're not making the progress that you probably want to be making. So until next time, enjoy the rest of the day, and I will see you on the next video.